Welcome to today's episode. My name is Mark. I am your host for today. Today's episode will be recognizing what success looked like between our interests. My particular interest is sports, investing, and trying to get more information about acquiring a small business. I've been investing for about 4 years now, maybe longer, definitely a lot longer than 4 years. I've been doing some studies, building AI agents. I'm an actual IT professional trying to get into cybersecurity as well. And I also have a big interest in sports. Most of us are sports fans. I'm a big Knicks fan, so it's been a great year, needless to say. But what I want to do this particular episode on is starting off with what can we learn from the Knicks and about their winning team. I think, 53 years is a long time. And I believe most Knicks fans knows we have seen some really, really hard times. And this championship brought a lot of different thoughts and emotions and feelings that I'm pretty sure most of you had. But I don't want to dwell on that. But I do want to get on some things that I think is most important and some things I'm going to take from this championship run. So one of the things that I wanted to talk about is success takes longer than you think. One thought that kept creeping into my mind the day after the championship was that, you never really know how close you are to achieving your goals. Thinking about the Knicks just a few years ago, this franchise was just terrible. Losing season after losing season, 17 win seasons, draft picks that wasn't going to go anywhere, never getting the top prospects, drama, and just not, the organization wasn't running like a championship organization. I think a lot of us knew that. But I think it was a lack of leadership or the right leadership. I think a lot of guys that were in that position tried their best to, assemble a winning team. But for one reason or another, it just never, ever panned out to be something of that magnitude until 2020. Leon Rose and Worldwide West was hired in the beginning of the early year. I believe it was, let me look at my notes, March of 2020. Actually, yeah, in March of 2020, James Dolan hired Leon Rose as president of basketball operations. President of basketball operations, to give people context, is the person who is kind of like the architect of what this team will look like, how this team will play, who they want to target, who they want to sign, who they want to draft. Everything basketball related about that team, from the look of it, the players, contract, goes through that man. He has the final say of everything that goes on. And he wasn't an experienced front office basketball operations person. He was a former agent, which also got criticism too as well, because the only other person that was able to convert from agent to basketball GM that has had real success, I believe, is somebody from Golden State. I forgot his name. If you guys know his name, put it in the chat. It just slipped my mind. I don't remember the gentleman's name, but he used to work in Golden State. He was the reason behind Splash Brothers getting Kevin Durant. He's the reason why Golden State with Steph Curry has 4 titles. So other than that, there hasn't been a real successful version of what an Asian to GM looked like. But what I did notice is that when James Dolan hired Leon Rose and Worldwide West, I think he hired them because of their incredible relationship with the NBA's top players. I think that was well known going into that interview, that they would be able to convince people that this basketball team will be run in a correct way. They would treat their players a certain way, and the goal of winning an NBA championship was real. So having the good leaders involved, good leadership, clear direction, it was one step closer in the start of getting us to where we are today. Lesson 2, what I took away from this championship was culture before talent. After the first thing that Leon Rose did was hire a coach, like most people do in that position. They hired Tom Thibodeau, which was known for tough defense and accountability. He was going to sit you if you missed a defensive assignment, box out, a rebound. He was going to sit you. and he would only play 9 guys, a rotation of 9 guys, which, build camaraderie and help get that team, in a certain mindset. But at the end of the day, when a different team that you're facing can put different bodies, different strategies, they can adjust, they're willing to adjust. His downfall was just that, being too stubborn, I believe, into not adjusting what he wanted to do. He didn't see the benefit of using his bench, which ultimately put him fired and unemployed. My third lesson I thought was pretty alarming. Not alarming, but pretty eye-opening, was being patient. Patient wins more than being impatient. Some of these things that we go through have to take time to build. These things don't happen overnight. Crops don't grow overnight. Success doesn't happen overnight. They just don't. You have to lay the foundation and the groundwork for some of these things. And the one thing a lot of us do have in common is we're impatient. As sports fans, we want to win the first year. As business owners, we want immediate profit from day one. As investors, we want immediate returns. Championship organizations, they want to win in the first year. But that's not how real success and real wins are determined. You have to lay down the groundwork for these things. You have to lay down foundational things that will help you be successful in the long term. And my last thing was great leadership recognizes opportunities. Recognizing that if we miss on Donovan Mitchell, we also have another backup plan. And this backup plan is actually maybe better than, our original plan. So given that foresight of recognizing, we're not going to panic and we're not going to overpay. The Knicks are used to overpaying for players that were on a down year or just wasn't that good, giving up the farm for players that just wasn't that great. And they haven't been accustomed to doing that. Doing this was an amazing foreshadow for how the team was going to be run going forward. They didn't chase talent. They looked for someone who had strong leadership, that was tough, and that fit their culture. So in business, whenever you're hiring, you want to find a team that is going to fit your culture, who is going to have the same visions that you have. Everybody got to have an alignment with the goals that you want. And if not, you got to get rid of them, plain and simple. But more so than that, the reason why I make this video is not because I'm a Knicks fan. It's because the same principle shows up everywhere. In investing, careers, business acquisition, and sports. People who consistently win usually have a vision. They build the right culture, they stay patient, they make decisive moves when opportunities appears. The Knicks championship wasn't built in a single year, but it was built through an intentional decision, leadership, discipline. And I think that's a lesson all of us can apply to our goals. Whether you're building a business, growing your career, investing in the future, or simply trying to make be better than you were yesterday. You may be closer than you think. Keep showing up, keep building, and don't quit before the results arrive. If you enjoy this breakdown, let me know in the comments. If you hate it, let me know in the comments. What was the one lesson you took away from this championship run from the New York Knicks? I enjoyed this discussion, and hopefully you did too. If you did, please give a like, because we'll be doing more discussions between business, sports, and investing and strategies. And if you like that type of content, consider subscribing, because that's what we'll be doing. Until next time, I'll see you soon.